Once again, it's on. It's two from Brothers of Thunder. I got my boy Reese here, my boy Tommy G, my boy E2. So we're going to be talking about a few things tonight. So we just hope you guys stick around and listen to these questions because I think they're very important for the culture today. We talking about friendship, first of all. So I guess the question on the floor tonight is, how does your friendship affect your faith? How does your friendship affect your faith? Either one of you can go.
Your friendship affects your faith because see, you can have people around you that are in the world, or you can have people that's in the faith. And when I say that, I mean you can have people that are deterring you from what you believe, and you can have people that are guiding you to what you believe. So it really just depends. It's who is the bigger influence? Is it you or is it them? And you really have to determine is what are you chasing? Are you chasing the Lord or are you chasing the world?
Now, I think when it comes to friendship, you got to make sure that your priorities are in line. So when you come to the faith, of course, your priorities are going to be different than what it was when you were in the world. So now that I'm in the faith, my priority now is to serve the Lord and to please Him and do whatever I got to do to make sure I'm in line with the Lord. So when it comes to your friends, if their priority is not the same thing, there's always going to be some friction because your friends may want to live a certain lifestyle, do some things that may conflict with the life that you're trying to live, and because of that, you always feel like you're on the fence. So let's say, an example, you're in an environment where you're hanging out with them, and then they want to do things that go against what it is that's in the word that you're supposed to do. Then you're always going to be caught in a situation where you're kind of playing monkey in the middle with it. Okay, like, do I do my friends to please, or go out with my friends to please them and do what it is that they want me to do, or do I serve the Lord? But then you also got to bear in mind that there's also a certain pressure that comes along with it. So it all goes with the term of we got to suffer for the gospel. Meaning that most people won't agree with your lifestyle anyway, because like it says in the word, if they hate you, they hated me first. So when it comes to your friends, you got to make sure that there's some solid brothers that are also serving the Lord just as much as you want to serve the Lord too.
Yeah. I think the key thing is, what you both said was good. I think the key thing we got to focus on, what is the meaning of the word friend or friendship? So when you think about that word, what do you think about?
People that have like minds, people that are all on one accord. You know, like me and my brothers, we played sports. You know, we smoked together. We went out together. We had a common interest. We all like the same things. So that's the same thing in the world. It transfers the same thing in the faith. Y'all gotta have the same interest. Y'all both gotta have one goal, Christ. And if y'all don't got that, you're gonna have conflict. You're gonna have conflict in interest. You're gonna have people going back and forth. You're gonna have all these other things that don't matter because y'all not on the same page.
So you gotta make sure that you can fellowship with your friends. And then when I say fellowship, I mean you got a fellowship in terms of the gospel, right?
Sure.
So pretty much when you're in the world, you guys may have had certain commonalities. I know for me, for example, like when I was a little kid, my friends were whoever was accessible, whoever was like in the same location. If I could get to you, those were my friend because of course I was a kid, I couldn't travel very far. Then I'll say once I got around the teenage years, it was just about who I can relate to. Or you like to be fly, you like to dress up, I like to dress up too, let's be cool. Or you like to play video games, all right, that's cool, I do too. You like to get girls, whatever your commonality is, those are the people you're going to hang around. But now that I'm not only an adult, but also in the faith, now our commonality should be Christ. Meaning that if you're serving the Lord, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your personality is, what you like to do on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever the case may be. As long as you're serving the Lord, and I want to serve the Lord too, and say we can be tight, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think that word friendship, as I looked it up, it was like having a bond of the same affections. So when you have a bond of the same affections, things tend to work together better. Not as going to be perfect, but they kind of on the same page. We're going, like Tommy said, it's on the same page, going the same direction. Because you see, 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, do not be deceived. So Paul is saying, do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. So it's saying you can have good character, good morals in Christ, but we tend to want to latch on to friends that we know, as in Matthew 24 says, that can lead someone astray, and we tend to hold on to that. But you got to examine and don't. And the key word then I'm thinking about is deceived. He's saying don't trick yourself. You know, that we want to be back with old friends and things like that can lead us down to lead us astray and lead us out of the path. It's not that we don't go out and try to bring them back. I just think that we need to go get them and bring them back to us. We don't go on their territory and be around them for every little thing. And then you also got to be strong in your faith when you kind of doing certain things. It took a while for me to go back to some of my friends around to try to share the gospel, but I knew I couldn't sit around them all day and just be kicking it. You know what I mean? Depending on what they were doing. Like when they had fight parties, that's something different. As long as everybody ain't doing stuff crazy, but you got to use discernment too, because you love your friends. You know what I'm saying? So you do want them to be saved. So, but as far as our walk, I think it is a thing that we don't want to deceive ourselves and think that we can just get with people and think that we're not going to fall back into the old patterns of life, you know.
Because it's two influences. Either you influencing them or they influencing you. Which one is it? Yeah. And if you're not strong enough in your faith, you can't really influence them because you can't help them, you know. And they can't help you. They only going to drag you back, you know. And you got to realize, you got to really look at it and be like, all right, who do I want to serve? Do I want to serve my brothers or sisters or whoever you got, or do you want to serve Christ? You know, and sometimes you gotta separate them. That don't mean you cut them off, but you know, you just, you know, distance yourself until you're ready to go around them and, you know, be that light to them.
That's
good. You can't be a people pleaser. I think it's I believe it's Galatians 1:10. I believe I got the address right. So I think it says, "Do I seek to please men of the Lord? Or if I seek to please men, I'm not a bondservant of Christ."
Wow.
So you really got to think about that. I'm saying, because you can't be this type of person where, okay, I want to please people all the time, including your friends, because we can easily be influenced by them. If you're doing that, then pretty much you're kind of putting Christ in the back burner. So you got to pick and choose what's more important to you.
That's good. That's good. Well, my next question is, why do you think this generation has a tough time with coming to church? Why does this generation have a tough time with coming to church?
They have a tough time coming to church because there's no love. I mean, they feel like there's no love there. They feel like they have to give up a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I got to stop this, that, and the third. And they feel like they're going to be judged. And they walk in the door based on, you know, how they look, how they smell, you know, all type of stuff. So, I mean, I feel like that's really an issue because they don't feel the love. They feel like, I got to give up this, I got to do this, I got to do that, when, you know, it's a process of sanctification.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, there could be a thing of church hurt too, where even some kids, they may even grew up in the church. I mean, they've been there before, they've seen it, done it, but then they may have had a bad experience, and because of that, they had left not only the church, but the faith as well together. So when it comes to that, it's like, and plus them being young, they internalize everything as far as like their feelings and emotions.
Sure.
So they may take it to where, okay, well, I'm not going to go back because if I go back, I'm just going to experience the same thing I did before. So we also got to address those things, because what they're going to do is they're going to leave, go back to the world, and they see that there's an acceptance in it, because there is an acceptance.
Sure.
What? But just because, and I kind of learned this too, just being in the faith, just because there's an acceptance doesn't mean that there's love. Because the thing about the world, they may accept you, but it's not necessarily true.
Sure.
It's just you're allowed to be who you are, whatever that thing may be, although even if it's leading to a path of destruction. Right? But when it comes to Christ, it's like, yeah, Christ will accept you where you are, right? But he's not just going to leave you there, right? Where you are, I'll accept you, but then again, I do want you to grow into the person that he wants you to be.
Yeah. I think me kind of being out into the streets and sharing and talking to people a lot, I do feel like I got to be the cleanup man sometimes to what people have experienced in church. And it's tough because you hear a lot of tough stories and things of that nature. And it's tough because you got to be like, you almost got to apologize for what the church has done to certain people at certain times, right? But that's why it's our job now to show people something different. You know what I mean? I think y'all young, so y'all have the opportunity to influence your young culture that you have, to let them see something different than people might have had from another generation. I mean, I'm saying everybody has done things wrong, but there's good and bad in everything. And some people have bad motives and things like that. But it is a thing where people have to understand too. The church is a place for sick people, because we all sick. You know, we all need Jesus. But I think it's a tough thing trying to get young people in church, because it's like what you said, Tom. Like they have a
Preconceived notion.
They have a perception of church, right? And they not loving, right? But that's not true. Like you said, we are loving, but we still know with certain things God does not accept. But we not worry about it. We want to love you first and help you walk through that process to get to know Christ. And the more you get to know Christ, the more you understand what he's done on the cross, why he died, all those things for you and for us to have eternal life. So, it's just one thing that, it's just work to do out here in the street, man. That's just it. But it's okay because we want to show people that we do something different. So y'all have a great opportunity to be impactful in this generation. So always remember that for real. And even when you're dealing with your friends, man, think about them in the same way. Think about them in that way, that why are they not coming to church? You know what I'm saying? And how can I influence them, not just to come to church, but to help them understand who Christ is and what he has done. You know what I mean? So I just think, y'all doing a good job with Verified, which is their ministry they have for a lot of young people.
Oh yeah, Verified, man. We getting the blue check for the Lord, man. All young people, man. I guess what age we going up to? Like
about like what we say 16 to 35.
16 to 35,
16 to
man.
35.
You feel me? All y'all come out, man. United Baptist Church. You feel me? What is it?
7701 Riverdale Road.
7701 Riverdale Road, man. You feel me?
Come
Y'all want to have a young fellowship? We out here, man.
Ain't nothing but love out here, man. For real.
For
real.
That's true. Yeah, so we're going to end right here tonight. We just did a quick little get together tonight as we were just chilling. My man Reese cooked some spaghetti for the actual Verified.
Oh yeah, it's a pop-up Friday.
You know what I'm saying?
When is it?
It's Friday. I don't know if you got Reese know
When you
anything.
dropping it?
Huh?
When you dropping it?
You need to drop it soon, so go ahead and give it up.
Oh yeah, Friday pop-up Bible study. He got the address. It's in Clinton, Maryland. So if you need the address,
Yeah, if you missed this one, you can catch another one. So they have them
Yes,
quite
sir.
frequently.
Follow our page too.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Follow our
follow
page.
the page.
Now that's verified. You hear me? Now that's with an S. Now that's verified.
Hey man,
Follow
I
our
ain't had
page.
y'all come on my show.
Yeah, we got to promote ourselves too, baby.
got
Y'all ain't heard it. I need some money for the commercial. I need some money for the commercial, man.
You gotta get us out there too.
We got to get it in too, baby.
Yeah.
We gonna end on that note. It's Brothers of Thunder. My brother Ray home with his family tonight, but we here with the boys, and we thank y'all. And just keep love in your heart and keep Jesus first, and everything will work out. Brothers of Thunder, E2 signing off.
Peace.
Please see if we record it, Tommy. Please, Lord.
Oh yes, 12.